Tonight's headlines: horny customers scares away restaurant patrons, jorts make a comeback across the nation, and Musk prepares for a duel with Zuckerberg. This is the Beaumont Bulletin. News, 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 news. Hello, all you people. I'm your host, Jillian Plant, filling in for Jack Anderson, who was recently admitted into a hospital after his voice began coming only out of the left side of his mouth. We at Beaumont are wishing him a speedy recovery. We've got so much news for you today, you're just gonna love it. So settle in and let me talk news to your ears. Over the last few weeks, more details have come out about the University of Michigan's football sign stealing scandal. Jim Harbaugh has denied any involvement in the unauthorized recording of the sidelines of over 30 of Michigan's opponents, but setting aside the fact that he definitely knew, come on, just look at the guy. The good news from this is that MSU fans here on campus can now take solace in the fact that, though we may lose, at least we do it legit. A defendant arguing before the Supreme Court to expand gun rights for people with domestic violence restraining orders says that he no longer wants to own guns. Allegedly, the same man has previously been on trial for a bank robbery that went awry when he sat down during the getaway and realized that money just can't buy happiness. Now, on to our first story. Whenever you drive onto the MSU campus, the threat of flesh-eating vultures descending upon you, your loved ones, and everything you hold dear is constantly looming over your head. That's right, today we'll be discussing the Pace Parking Agency. Now, I'm no religious fellow, but it is a scientific fact that there's a special place in hell for the people in charge of university-paid parking. But are they also a threat to public safety? We go now live to our newest reporter, Chuck Newsom, to investigate some students who received parking tickets and were never heard from again. Chuck?
Well, Joel, I've run into a few members of PACE out here, but they all seem to be pretty lovely people, just going about their jobs with no suspicious activity whatsoever. Introduce yourself to the viewers, sir.
I'm Tom Anderson.
Oh, okay, Tom. So how do you respond to the current controversy that's circling around PACE at the moment?
There can be no suspicion about the legitimacy of my actions. I'm simply just restoring order to this here parking garage, just like God intended.
Well, that certainly clears things up. Well, I thank you, and back to you in the studio, Jill.
Chuck, why don't you ask some of those follow-up questions?
Follow-up what?
The ones we gave you before you went out into the field?
Oh, yeah, right. So, sir, do you feel that PACE's recent policies have been too strict on the student body here at MSU?
I believe that rules are all that separates us from complete and utter barbarism. Those who cannot follow rules are wild animals, and they're all that separates us from those wild animals.
Very well spoken, Tom. Now, tell me this. Do you think that PACE is abusing their authority over the general public?
No, we're simply just following the codes provided to us by our PACE superiors, and they know what's best for us.
What an interesting idea. But this last one's been on everyone's mind, Tom, and I'm curious what you could possibly say to put PACE on top here. What do you have to say about the disappearance of Emily Wilson?
That's interesting. Those who shirk their public duty have no place in our society. If Emily Wilson found herself facing the consequences of her actions, Western culture would be far better for it. I'd say everyone should consider that and think of Emily Wilson the next time they leave a parking meter unattended.
Wow, I didn't think you could possibly say anything to ease my mind, but here we are. Excellent answers from an excellent man. I'm glad you're able to say all of this on live television. Back to you, Jill.
Well, that was certainly interesting. If that's all you have, then I suppose we'll go to our... Dear God, Chuck!
Huh?
The parking agent just assaulted a student.
Tom? No, he's just too good a guy.
Right behind you, Chuck. Go over there and get a shot of that.
Come with me. Well, let's go check this out. This is unbelievable. Come on. Hey, Tom. Sorry to bother you again, but, my boss just swears that she saw you assault a student over here.
Really? I'm simply just doing the work of the PACE Parking Agency.
Exactly as I thought. Back to you, Jill.
For God's sake, Chuck, look behind the trash can.
Okay. What's in that trash can over there, Tom?
Trash.
No, what's behind the trash can?
Sorry, what's behind that trash can?
The same thing that's in it. Trash.
That makes a lot of sense. Thanks again, Tom Tom. Back to you, Jill.
No. Do not cut back to me. Chuck, just look behind the trash can.
Okay, fine. Come with me. Let's look behind this fucking trash can. There's nothing back here, Jill. I don't know what you're on about. There's nothing back there.
What? But wait, where's Tom?
Oh, Tom Tom? Yeah, he just picked up some guy from behind this trash can. He's going away to serve the rest of the garage. A true American hero.
Thank you, Chuck, I guess. This is the first and last time you're going to be sent out into the field. With Thanksgiving coming up, many college students will travel home to be with family and feast on a delicious assortment of food. Unfortunately, there are many of us who are forced to stay on campus and miss out on all of that homemade goodness in favor of cheap Walmart items passed off as an adequate meal. Usually, we would have Bobby Flay on around this time, but he's currently on death row. So, to help you cope, Beaumont's new resident chef is here to heighten your limited cooking abilities.
Yes, Jill, I am here.
What?
And you're here too.
Yeah.
So, move. Kick rocks, buddy.
This production here's a joke.
Just go. Just go. Just go. Bonjour. My name is Chef Jacquez. Yes, my first name is Chef. Today we are teaching you how to cook ramen, but tailored for your college dining experience. First thing you're going to want to do is get your ramen out. Oh my God, my knees. And then what we're going to do is we're going to want to open up the package of ramen with our teeth, specifically to help the flavor. And then you're going to want to grab a bowl or container of some kind. I don't give a shit what you use. And put the ramen in the bowl. Then dump some water on it. Doesn't that look delicious? Then you're going to pop that sucker in the microwave. Put it on for about 1 minute. Turn it on, and then we wait. Venezuela, we're done. So let's go ahead and let's grab it. That's hot. It's really hot. And it smells terrible. Like, what is that? Why does it smell so bad? It's just noodles and water. Oh my God. That's hot. God. Okay. No, I can't do this. The noodles. Beaumont. I can't do this. I'm out. The kids. They can starve. Bonsoir, those bitches. I'm out.
What is this? Oh my God. Ugh, okay. Sorry about that. The editing department is gonna have a field day with this one. We really gotta stop hiring our guests off Craigslist. We're gonna take a commercial break to clean all this up and maybe open a window or two. We'll be back. Good Lord, does anyone have Febreze? Ugh.
Did your grandma die early? Did you never get a chance to say goodbye? Hi, I'm James. You don't need to know my last name. And this is my grandma.
Who are you? Where am I? Did we win the war? Did we beat those Nazis?
Isn't she delightful? Such a lovely old lady. And you can say goodbye to her, just as though she was your own grandma. Our system is simple. I have a grandma that lacks short-term memory. You don't have a grandma, so my grandma will take on your grandma's life just as she should. You are Meemaw. You were originally from Kansas, but moved to Iowa. Your grandson's name is Jeffrey. You love Jeffrey, and you love glass clown figurines.
My boy Jeffrey's coming to visit. I need to show him my Wizard of Oz Bozo collectibles.
Good. Very good.
Rented Grandma is not responsible for any homophobic, anti-Semitic, or otherwise offensive comments made by your rented grandma. Please keep your rented grandma away from loud noises, flashing lights, and steep drops. If your rented grandma experiences a medical event while on lease, your deposit will not be refunded. When the paramedics show up, you don't know us.
Rent a grandma. Just as racist as you remember.
I bribed the doctors, to tell Jack that people could only hear him out of one ear, and it was surprisingly easy. I mean, we're on. Okay, go. Taylor Swift's net worth has recently surpassed $1 billion thanks to the success of her Eras tour. The next billion she is reportedly aiming for is in metric tons of private jet carbon emissions. I suppose her massive wealth is just another thing she now shares in common with Shell Oil Company. In sport news, Michigan State travels down to Ohio State to probably lose by a lot. Our sport reporter, Dick Biggums, is down in Ohio now. What's going on, Dick?
Hey, Jill. There ain't shit going on in Ohio. Back to you.
Thanks, Dick. A few years ago marked the 48th anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald, where in 1975, the cargo ship hit a storm, causing the ship, along with all 29 men on board, to be lost to Lake Superior. We here at Beaumont celebrated by dabbling in the dark arts and conjuring the ghost of Edmund Fitzgerald, and to our surprise, he's been just hanging around the studio as a tethered spirit. So if we gotta listen to him, you all do too. How are you doing, Edmund?
Ooh, I'm doing pretty well, Jim.
Oh, well, what do you want to talk about?
Yar! I am the ghostly embodiment of me ship, the SS Edmund Fitzgerald. And I'm here today to tell you the tale that is 48 years old. The tale of 29 men.
Yeah, Edmund, I said all of that already.
Oh, yar. I must have too much scurvy in my ears then.
That's not how that works, but sure, tell us this tale. You must know something about this wreck that the general public, doesn't know about, considering that you're a ghostly entity and all.
Yar, I shall and I will. Settle in, maybe tie yourself a nautical knot of your own personal choosing, and listen to me ghostly sailor's tale.
All right, let's hear it.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa, yar, all the way on down to the lake they call Gitchigoomy, yar. The lake, they say, Jill, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy, yar.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop all of this now before we waste everyone's time. Are you just reciting the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot?
What? Yar, it's nautically preposterous, yar.
Well, it's not a hard thing to prove. I mean, can we just, pull up the lyrics?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, yar. I must confess, me tale is not me own original words.
Great, well, is any of you real then? Are you even a ghost?
No, I'm a real ghostly apparition of the year 1975. I put me sailor's honor on it.
Then how do you know the words to a song from 1976?
Yar, Jill, you're as stupid as a beluga whale in the winter solstice. Ye landlubbing mortals recently lost the soul of Gordon Lightfoot to the cold grasp of the sea. And with his death, the afterlife obtains Mr. Lightfoot along with all of his shanties. Yar.
Well, I'm not dead, so I really don't know if any of that's true.
Yeah, I bet ye wouldn't know a clovage from a sheet bend, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't, because I don't know what any of that means, and I'd appreciate it if you don't insult me with what I'm assuming to be nautical terms.
Yar, ye be right. I give me earnest ghostly apologies. I'll just continue with me tale.
No.
With a load of iron ore, yar, and 26,000 tons more, yar, than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty.
Okay, we're good.
That ship and true, yar, some say was a bone to be chewed, yar, when the gales of November came early. Yar.
Enough, okay? I'm actually going to end this segment early if you cannot come up with a single original thought.
Tale.
What?
A sailor's tale is not an original thought. A sailor's tale is something that comes from the heart, from the eye of a sailor who's seen both the triumphs and the horrors of the merciless Lady Sea. But I wouldn't expect one of ye woke, liberal, wussy news stations to cover it. Not a part of your agenda, yer.
Okay, extremely strange pivot. I would not have pegged you to be a conservative.
Conservative? Are ye assuming me political ideology? Not cool, bro.
I'm sorry.
I'd be happy to let you know that I'm a left-leaning libertarian, bro. That's like assuming a figure 8 knot could double for a cleavage. Foolish.
Still not getting the reference, but all I'm saying is could you please tell an original tale? One of your own? Otherwise, I gotta end the segment because you would be a pointless guess.
No. Please. I'll tell ye a tale. Let me think back. When I was sailing in the sea, the sea of 1,000 lost souls, I came across a mysterious, misty, shadowy figure. Something sickly, only known to ancient sailor lore. Yeah.
That sucks. That tale is absolutely terrible.
Okay. I have a confession to make. Which camera do you have on program? Camera one? Okay, come in close on me, camera one. America, I am not the man I have claimed to be.
I knew it! You're just a lousy drifter.
No, I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. Okay. Just not the ghostly man I said I am. I did die in 1975, and nearby Lake Superior, just not with the Edmund Fitzgerald. I was out with buddies, drinking, went for a walk, passed out in a drunken stupor, face first into a puddle, and drowned to death. What to do with a drunken sailor, am I right? Except for the fact that I'm not actually a sailor, just a frequent rowboat enthusiast. Now, I'm not an expert in the whole legal process of the whole afterlife thing, but what I assume happened is that my spiritual paperwork somehow got misplaced or filed wrong, and somehow my spirit got tied to the ghostly shipwreck that sank the same day.
So wait, at the Beaumont holiday party, when we spawned you and you told me that the sailing gods would look upon me favorably on my trip down to Aruba this summer, where I'll be sailing, that was all just a lie?
Yep. Complete fabrication.
Okay, wow, I feel betrayed and heartbroken, and you all should feel the same. Just another example on why to never trust a ghost. They will manipulate you and take your trust and wonderment for granted. Friggin' ghosts. Well, that's enough of all this, and by all this, I mean the Beaumont Bulletin. That's gonna be it for this episode. I'm Jillian Plant, this is the Beaumont Bulletin, and we'll see you later.
Little racist with the ghost stuff there at the end, Joe. Are you gonna eat that?
Go ahead.